Good morning, everybody. I toast to you and all you do. I hope you're having a fantastic morning today, and it's Monday, so I hope you have a great week. We are on our introspective journey for day 15. So if you're just joining us, thank you. If you're coming back, thank you for coming back. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get all 51 days. As always, you don't have to do it on the day or all of them. You just do what works for you. What's important is that you take time to spend with yourself and to just dive a little deeper and do some self-healing. So today, like I said, is day 15. I think I said that. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Anyways, today is day 15. And the question for today is, do I often rely too much on others' opinions to make decisions? And when we think about that, it's pretty straightforward. When you make a choice for yourself, are you making it for yourself, or are you making it because somebody else wants you to make that decision? A lot of times we get stuck in these expectations or what we think people expect of us, and then that's what we start making our decisions off of. And this can be kind of self-destructive. If you have someone who doesn't have your best interest and you're making choices based off of what they say, that can be detrimental. If you just want to be yourself and the people around you don't agree, it can be really hard. Now, this is really important, not important, but this can kind of be a big deal in the pagan community, because often we are surrounded by people who are not pagan, and we get nervous or uncomfortable. Even I've been out of the broom closet for 10 years now, 20, a long time, and I still, when I'm getting ready and to go to like pagan pride or do something like that, if I'm talking to someone in person and I don't know where they are on the spectrum of pagan acceptedness, I often choke on the words that come out of my mouth and say, I'm going to pagan pride this weekend. And it's so silly. But you often get caught up on things like that because you're worried about what other people are going to think. Now, when I'm talking about pagan pride, that's something that doesn't happen very often and whatnot. But for some people, this is something every day. And so you really need to think, if every day you're waking up and you're feeling like you can't be yourself because the people around you are making your choices, then you really need to stop and think about why you're letting them control you like that. Even when it comes to like a parent-child relationship or a spouse relationship where you feel safe and secure, you can still have someone who is encouraging you to conform to their norm instead of being yourself. And that's where we end up with this disconnect. We end up with these hurt feelings, or we end up feeling ashamed or, guilty or insecure or all of these things, because deep down inside you want to do this, you want to be this person, you want to make these choices, but then you're not because the people around you. So really, when you think about this question, start to identify the places where you are second guessing yourself because of somebody else, or you are making the choice based off of what somebody else says. And is that really what you want? Do you really agree with that? Do you really feel like that's your value, or is that somebody else's value? And where in your life are you making choices for yourself, and where in your life are you making choices because of somebody else? And begin to identify that. Maybe you have someone in your community or in your sphere of persons that is holding you back or holding you down, or maybe they have such high expectations of you that you can't live up to those expectations. It doesn't matter if you're on, that's like high expectations or low expectations or different, like wherever you are on that spectrum. If you're making the choice for somebody else, chances are you're not going to be happy in the end. So it's just really important that you're making choices based off of what you want and what you need and what makes you happy and makes you feel secure in who you are. And if you find that there's a relationship around you where you can't be yourself, then maybe you need to go back to those other questions about unconditional love in that relationship, or honesty in that relationship. If you're not being honest with each other and you're pretending to be something to be that for someone else, again, you're creating this facade, this mask, this fake thing that is between you, who you are and who you want to be. So really spend some time with that. And be, as always, you have to be honest with yourself. If you are, it's really easy to think that you're making the choice for yourself because that makes the people around you happy, especially if you are a pleaser or a healer or a giver in your community. It gets really easy to just get caught up in that I'm going to give and do what people expect of me, and kind of lose myself in that. And it's important not to lose yourself. You have to be true to yourself. So my challenge for you today is to really think, are you making your choices because of how you feel or because of the opinions of others? And if you don't agree with those opinions, why are you doing that? If that's not making you happy, if you're not feeling secure and confident and comfortable in your decisions, then maybe you need to start reanalyzing if you're making those choices for yourself or for someone else. So before I go into a ramble on something crazy, like, who knows? Anyways, I don't want to make more examples because there are a lot of extreme examples, especially in this world or in this society where we are being pulled in many different directions. And so here's an example with the whole Black Lives Matter movement. Are you quiet about the rights of other people because you don't want to be judged by your community? Or do you stand up and say, hey, this is wrong? And are you doing that because you want people to look at you and say, hey, she's on this side or he's on this side? Or are you doing that because it's what we really believe? We had so many horrible things that have happened over the last year. And I think a lot of the really bad things happened because people weren't out there because they knew what they were doing was right, but they were out there because they thought they were going to prove a point to someone, and it's just created this horrible, sad situation where I feel like a lot of people are losing the big point. The big point is about doing the right thing and justice for all and equality for all, and removing the word just left my brain. But your position on that, are you making those choices for yourself? Or are you making those choices for somebody else? Are you making those choices because you want people to judge you in a certain way or see you in a certain light? Or are you really being true to who you are? And this isn't just about, rights and justice. This is also about, the LGBTQ community and the pagan community and any other religion that's a minority. There are so many things that are the minority, and we get stuck thinking that we can't be in the minority because everybody wants us to be the same. And that is not the truth. We are all beautiful, we are all unique, and we are all amazing. And what's important is that you're true to yourself, so that you bring that amazingness to the table to share with other people. And if when you come to the table to share, you're only sharing other people's opinions, what are you bringing to the table? So I guess that's a big question. It's a lot to chew. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot of integrity to think about too, because if you are making choices for someone else, you're not holding up to your own integrity to be true to who you are. So this is one of those things. It's just, I feel really strong about making choices for yourself and not conforming to fit in and not conforming to appease the people around you. You have to be who you are, and you have to be true to that, and that's how you're going to find your happiness. So again, my challenge for you today is to really ponder, do I often rely too much on others' opinions to make my decisions? And be honest with yourself and take that time to really, really be honest. So, before I rant and ramble about anything else in this world, sorry, I'm just really frustrated right now with a lot of the news reporting on what is happening with the protests and stuff like that. I think that the news is telling us things that they think we want to hear, and they're not. Sorry, so let's not get into that. I hope everybody has a fantastic day, and I hope that you really find peace in this question and you are able to identify where you are being true to yourself and where you're kind of swaying to help other people like you better. So, many blessings to you. I hope you have a fantastic Monday and that this week is blessed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again tomorrow.